Hi, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Couch to Career. My name is Sauvik and
And I'm Courtney McClellan. Glad to see you guys back here again. Sauvik and I are both career advisors at the Pomerantz Career Center at Iowa, and we're excited to have you back here again. We're going to be talking about interviewing today, everyone's favorite.
So, Courtney and I have been in many interviews, but also have conducted many different interviews. And the tips that we're here to share with you all today are the three tips that we believe are most important to keep in mind as you all go through the interview process, whether that's for a full-time job or graduate school or whatever thing you may be interviewing for. Just really good things to keep in the back of your pocket. So let's get started.
Okay, so our first tip for you as you start to think about interviewing is to do some reflection, which I know might sound a little like, well, yeah, of course I need to do some reflection, right? But it really is a big deal before you start going into an interview to think back on all the stuff that you've done. What kind of jobs have you had? What kind of volunteer, leadership, all those different types of experiences that you had? Think about them. What types of projects did you work on? Did you work in a team? Were you a leader for anything? I know Sauvik and I have talked before in one of these Couch to Career videos about transferable skills. Those are the exact things that you're going to want to speak to within interview questions. So as you're thinking back on work experience, volunteer leadership, like I said, think about when did I use communication? When did I use problem solving? All those different things that those employers are going to be asking you for, because that's what they're trying to get at, right? Is are you prepared to jump into this role from the skills that you already have? So make sure that you think back on all the stuff you've already done and give yourself good credit for the skills you already have.
So, our second tip when it comes to going through an interview process is to make sure you just practice. Interviewing can be intimidating and uncomfortable at times, but putting more time into your practice is just going to help alleviate some of those feelings that you may have. We recommend practicing on a variety of different types of questions. And if you are just looking to find a list of interview questions, if you just go on your favorite search engine and you type in common interview questions, you'll find a full list on there. You can pretty much guarantee yourself they're going to ask you the question, tell me about yourself. And if you're able to really deliver a strong answer to that question, it really helps set the framework around all the other interview questions that they're going to ask you. So the more you can practice and the more you can hear yourself giving those answers, the more comfortable you're going to become. As a career center, we offer a number of different resources when it comes to helping you go through the interview process. One of the things that we do is hosting mock interviews. And during these mock interviews, we invite employers to come in and they conduct these practice interviews and they give you feedback on the way that you answer your questions. We also have a resource called Big Interview. Big Interview is an opportunity for you to record yourself and watch your video or send that to different individuals to also provide you that feedback when it comes to your interviews. And I'll tell you this, the more you interview and you go through that process, the easier it becomes, but it all truly begins with practicing your answers.
Final tip for you today is to make sure you rock out the interview, right? Of course, that's what we're all aiming for, is to do well and hopefully snag that job or get into grad school or whatever we're interviewing for. So a few things to keep in mind here. There are different types of interview formats. I'm sure we're all aware of that. You might have had a phone interview before. Sometimes there's video interviews. Obviously, in person is an option. Make sure that you're ready for all of those different scenarios, right? If you're having a phone interview or a video call, make sure that you're in a quiet, distraction-free place. Your dog's not going to come barking in, or your roommate doesn't come in or something like that. Make sure that you're quiet and distraction-free. Make sure that your computer or your phone has a good charge on it so that you're ready and you're confident. And it's not those little things that are going to get in the way of you being really successful in the interview. For in-person, same thing. Make sure that you know where you're going. That's a positive start. Account for traffic, parking, walking up to the building, whatever it is. Just make sure you leave yourself plenty of time. You don't want those external factors to throw off your interview. So just make sure you're ready for that. Of course, we always talk about dressing to impress. We always say to dress professionally. I even say on a phone interview to make sure that you look good. It just makes you do a little better. You feel a little more confident if you're dressed really nicely. But of course, if you're on a video call, look nice. They can see you. And of course, in person, make sure you're dressed professionally, business professional for those types of opportunities as well. And then it's all in the delivery, right? Because you can be the best candidate there is, but if you're boring or if you're not confident, that's not going to sell yourself to the employer. So make sure that you're polite, you're smiling, you have a positive attitude. Keep all of that in mind as you're interviewing, and always make sure to say thank you, shake hands when there's not a pandemic, different things like that. Professionalism and politeness can go a really long way when it comes to meeting new people and rocking out your interview.
So those are the three tips that Courtney and I wanted to share with you all as you think about the interview process. One final piece of advice that Courtney and I both would like to share with you is that just make sure you take some time and enjoy the process. Interviewing can be an enjoyable experience. It's a way for you to talk about all the things that you have done throughout your time, whether that be your undergraduate studies, your graduate studies, even employment when you think about opportunities in the future. So it's a really cool time to talk about some of the lessons that you have learned along the way. If you check out last week's video, we talked a lot about the growth mindset. I think growth mindset and interviewing go really hand in hand. It's a way for you to gather feedback if an interview didn't go well and make those changes for future interviews. So that way you're able to continue bettering yourself in this interview process. So just know that if the first one doesn't go well, it doesn't mean that all of your interviews aren't going to go well. Just take each one as a learning opportunity and go step by step.
Awesome. Thanks, Sauvik. So we pushed through another video. Hopefully you learned a little something today about interviewing. As always, be sure to subscribe to our Couch to Career series. Leave any comments below for us. We're happy to take anything that you have to offer. Make sure to like below as well. And from our couch to yours, we'll see you next week. Go Hawks.